What's going on, everyone? My name's Eric, and today on the channel we're going to be revisiting my very first guitar. Now, I already did a full video on this guitar and I talked about it in a bit more depth than what we are going to do right now. So if you haven't seen that video, I'm going to leave a link right up here and you can check it out after this video. But in this video, I've kind of decided that we need to upgrade this thing and we're going to put some new life into this guitar. So if you're looking to do a parts caster restoration, if you're looking to revamp your very first guitar and it's something like this, you're in luck because there are a lot of great companies out there who make aftermarket parts and accessories. And if you have a guitar that is kind of like a Fender, it's going to have a neck bolt design like this. Got the 4 bolts and the square heel right here. A lot of these neck pockets are going to be the same. So if you are thinking about changing the neck, you can actually swap it pretty easily. And that's what we're going to do today with the help of today's sponsor, Klos Guitars. Klos Guitars is a company out of Utah in the United States, and they specialize in using carbon fiber for their guitars. They actually make a lot of their own guitars, and they have carbon fiber necks from their Apollo series guitars and their Apollo series basses. They also offer acoustic guitars and mandolins made out of fully carbon fiber as well. And Klos Guitars actually offers these necks right here. This is the F series neck, and this is something you can get directly from Klos Guitars. And this neck will essentially bolt right into your Fender style guitar, hence the name, the F series neck. This neck, as I just said, is fully made out of carbon fiber. There is no wood on this neck at all. And again, this is a really great option if you're looking to put some new life into your very first guitar, or if you're looking to put some new life into a guitar that maybe has a broken Fender style neck. Throw this new non-wood neck on and it's essentially going to be the most sturdiest neck on the planet. This neck also has a couple different mounting options here. So you can mount this neck into any sort of Fender guitar here, whether it has the traditional 4-bolt square block heel like on most Fender guitars, or the ones with the upper access heel that are allowing for better upper fret access, maybe on guitars like the Jim Root Stratocaster or Telecaster. This fingerboard is also made out of Richolite, which is again looking like ebony, and it is a non-wood based material, which is again going to hold up very well, especially if you're living in climates like what I do, like living in Canada. The neck also has stainless steel frets, and then moving up to the headstock here, we have regular Klos branded tuners, and you can also opt for locking tuners, and as well as a lot of other different hardware and accessory upgrades when you order a neck or a guitar from Klos Guitars. All you need to do is measure the neck pocket that you have on your guitar just to make sure that this neck is going to fit, and just select from Klos Guitars' website whether you have a Stratocaster, a Tele, a Jazzmaster, or any other guitar that is similar to the ones that I just listed. Now, when you get the F series neck from Klos Guitars, you're going to obviously get the F series neck, and then you're going to get this goodie bag right here. And inside the bag, you're going to get a few things. The first thing that you're going to notice is this giant wooden block. This is for guitars that don't have the actual like holes for the neck pocket drilled out. So if you're getting like just a regular body blank from whatever company it might be, but it is still routed for that Fender style or that F series neck, what you could do is actually use this as your template, and you can drill through that with any sort of wood style drill bit. But if you don't have the exact one, Klos will actually give that to you as well. So as you can see here, this is going to fit right through that template here, which is, again, this is like a really nice touch. And to attach the body to the neck, you're gonna get these 4 neck bolts right here. And the nice thing about those Klos guitar necks is that they are already pre-threaded. So what you do, you just match these up, screw them in, and that neck is just gonna sit right nice to the body. All the guesswork is taken out from you. I just think that's a really nice thing to keep you successful when you are installing one of those F-series necks from Klos Guitars. The next thing on this guitar is that we're gonna replace the entire set of electronics here, and this is also a pre-wired, fully loaded pickguard right from Klos Guitars as well. They actually make their own in-house pickups, and they make their own in-house pickguards as well. And again, this is made out of carbon fiber as well, which is, again, super sick. Although if you don't want to have the single coil configuration or the in-house humbuckers that they make as well, you can opt for some other familiar name pickups if you really want to go that route. But I really wanted to see what Klos Guitars pickups were actually going to sound like, and I wanted to keep this a little bit more in-house, if you will. And the fact that I already have a bunch of guitars that have dual humbucker design, I wanted to switch it up and make something a little bit more traditional. Another sweet thing about the pickguard is that it comes pre-wired, so you do not have to do any sort of soldering outside of soldering in the ground wire, just to make sure the whole guitar circuit is fully grounded, and as well as the hot and the negative terminals to the output jack, just so you can actually hear the guitar. And again, that is super sweet, and if you're not the experienced person on the soldering iron, this does not require a lot of skill or technique to actually like install it for yourself. So yeah, This is sweet. I really like this in terms of user friendliness and applicability. So this is gonna save you a lot of time, even if you're looking just to swap out the electronics and not change up the neck or something like that, and especially if you want it to look super sick by having it fully made out of carbon fiber. So a huge thank you to Adam and Tim from Klos Guitars who sent over all of these products for me to kind of restore and put some new life into my very first guitar. If you want to learn more about Klos Guitars, I'm gonna leave a link down in the description below where you can learn a little bit more about their products and actually maybe get some into your collection and start modding your own guitars. Now let's get this guitar on the bench and let's start modding. Alright, so now we're going to install the F-Series neck from Klos Guitars onto this guitar. And now I've done all the measurements on this guitar to make sure that this F-Series neck is going to be right for this Fender Stratocaster style guitar. And if you want to double check, Klos has an actual accurate measurement list on their website that will go over what neck is going to fit what style of guitar neck pocket. So real simple here, we're just going to take the old strings off, we're going to take the neck off, and then we're going to insert that new neck and we're going to bolt it in with some of the parts that Klos Guitars gave us. At this point, we'll just kind of clean up the back of the body here, especially under that neck plate. It's been on here since basically day one, which is almost 20 years. So any sort of dust or debris that might be under that neck plate, just make sure that's all cleaned up just so the neck plate and the neck can sit flush with the body. So now just looking at the neck pocket right here, like we obviously have the 4 bolts that have been pre-drilled from factory. But as I said earlier, if you are not in a situation like this, you have a regular body blank, Klos does give you this block template right here. And what you do, slide it right in there. See, that's a perfect fit. You're also going to use the drill bit that they gave you. You're going to go from this angle right here. Then you're going to drill in all these 4 holes. You're going to go right through the wood of that body in whatever configuration you would like to then make sure that neck is going to fit. Once again, you're only going to have 4 bolts from Klos just to mount the neck into the body right here. If I was in a situation where I had to drill out these 4 neck holes based on the actual mounting block right here, I would probably use these 4 right here, right where I'm pointing, because that is matching just how the neck pocket is actually been routed from the factory. If I have something, as I said earlier, that has like an upper access heel, like maybe some of those Jim Root style guitars from Fender, those are gonna be using this block right here. So keep all of that in mind when you are installing one of the F-Series necks from Klos on your electric guitar. I have measured up the neck from where the nut is to the actual bridge here, and we've measured it up to 25.5 inches just to get the intonation right. And that's something you're gonna have to do if you're doing sort of any parts cast or build. All right, so I have the neck in the pocket here. It fits really good. Now I just need to make sure that the bolts are going to get in there. And from what I can see here, it seems like the neck bolts and where the hole is lining up is not a match, which is an issue. But this is not an exact Fender or Fender brand guitar. This is just a knockoff. But if you have a legit Fender or Esquire product, this neck is going to work flawlessly in your modification. All right, so at this point, we are gonna get some dowels. We're gonna fill these holes, and then we are gonna re-drill some new ones with this template. Here we go. All right, so we have this 1/8 inch giant old dowel here from Home Depot. This is around $2 Canadian. That's probably free in America because your dollar is so strong. What we're gonna do is toss it into the neck bolt holes in here. I'm then going to reinforce it a little bit just because this is a bit of an awkward size and Home Depot didn't really have the specific size that I needed. Throw a little bit of extra wood shims in here as well. Then I'm gonna throw some wood glue in this hole as well. I'm gonna repeat this 4 different times. Flipping the guitar over, we're just gonna use a little bit of painter's tape on the back here. And this is just so we can actually cover up and make sure that no glue is going to spill through the back and maybe get on the paint or anything like that. Wait for it to dry, cut these off, sand this whole section down to get it flat, and then I'm gonna re-drill using that Klos neck template, and then I think we're gonna be able to mount this neck. Here we go. and as you can see here, we got the Klos F Series carbon fiber neck all bolted in right here. I really like this, and I'm really looking forward to it. So that's pretty much it. Obviously, as I documented through this, there are some trials and tribulations that I went through to get this installed on my particular guitar. But just as a quick reminder, this is a copy, counterfeit-ish guitar. It's your starter guitar. It's not from really like a household name brand like Fender or Squier, which is what these necks are designed for. So do keep that in mind when you are buying this or considering this neck from Klos here. Make sure you're going to be popping it into a Fender style body. But if you're in the situation like I was, you're going to have to use this piece. You're going to have to use the drill bit they gave you and a little bit of dowels just to re-drill those holes and make that neck work for you. So at this point, we're going to now learn how to wire a pre-wired pickguard from Klos into your guitar. All right, so first things first, unscrew all of the screws that are holding the pickguard down on your Fender style guitar. And then once you do that, open it up. This is what the swimming pool cavity looks like on most Fender guitars. If you want to do something a little bit more modern and less traditional like this, Klos is going to have you covered through their own pickups and through other pickups that they offer as well. Disconnect the ground wire from the back of the Tremolo claw right here. You can cut it like what I'm going to do, or you can get a soldering iron and heat up that metal to break the solder. Next thing that we're going to do, we're going to open up this football style jack here. 2 screws, real simple. There is my stock wiring. And just so you know, we have the ground coming out of this shield. This is going to the negative terminal, and the white wire here is going to the positive terminal. I am going to just cut that. If your jack doesn't work, this is a good time to replace it. But if your jack is good, you might as well just cut the wires and resolder the new pickguard right onto it. Once you fish out the old electronics, put them somewhere safe if you want to hold on to it, or maybe hop it on Facebook Marketplace or something. All right, now here is the pre-wired carbon fiber single coil pickguard right from Klos. Feels really quality, looks really good as well, and I'm imagining that these single coils are going to sound fantastic as well. We got 3 loose wires here. We got a white wire here. This is going to be going to the hot connection on your output jack. Then we have 2 black cables here. This longer one here, this is going to be for the negative terminal on the output jack. We have this last ground wire here. It is connected to all of the different grounds that are soldered to the volume pot here. This is going to go back to that Tremolo claw. That's pretty much it. Klos takes a lot of the guesswork out of you, so you only have to deal with 3 wires and you can get to playing your new guitar. Alright, so now we have the Klos pre-wired, fully loaded pickguard wired into the guitar now, and this is looking fantastic, and I honestly can't wait to plug it in and, you know, to get some miles on this thing now. The only thing that I have to do for my particular situation with this guitar is that I actually have to drill some holes for the pickguard screws to actually go in, because this pickguard does not match the existing holes and the configuration of how it is on this particular guitar. Just to reiterate why the pickguard holes do not match the ones that are on the bodies, because this is not an actual Fender guitar. This is like a cheap like Walmart brand guitar. And obviously there's going to be some discrepancies if you are doing this, so you are going to have to take a couple extra steps, like what I'm doing in today's video. But if you are going to be bolting this into a Fender or Squier guitar, you're probably going to have no issues, and you could just use the existing screw holes that are in the body and line them up with the ones that are on the pickguard here. Otherwise, that's pretty much it. Alright, so now we're going to unbox our Hipshot 6-point tremolo here. And I do want to give a big shout out to Hipshot, who are partially sponsoring the video. They sent this over to me just to install and show you guys how to do it. So once again, thank you to Hipshot for doing this. Alright, let's see what we got inside here. We got a sticker. A nice old Hipshot sticker, some of my most favorite hardware. And look at this. Just look at that. Look at the quality of that. You know, we got these nice saddles on here, obviously with the really nice adjustment points here. Like, and Hipshot, they make some of my most favorite hardtail bridges, and I do have some experience with some of like their 2-point trims, and they are just fantastic. They're some of my favorite 2-point trims out there, and I'm excited to use this and kind of make everything a little bit more in line with what I'm used to. We get the bar. Looks like it just pops in as well, which is very nice. We then have some screws to mount the tremolo in, and we got the springs. We have a new claw, and you know what? I'm probably going to switch all this because I feel like, again, just with the quality of products that Hipshot produces, like, I'm pretty sure they're probably going to have some pretty good metals on this one. And then we got a little Allen key to adjust the saddles on the bridge here. Alright, so now when we are installing our Hipshot synchronized tremolo, it's going to be very easy. So what we're going to do is actually just unscrew the original tremolo here. We're going to unclip the springs from the tremolo claw and the block, and then we just replace everything with the brand new parts right from Hipshot. so that is pretty much everything it takes to install a 6-point Hipshot Tremolo system here. It was a really easy install. It installed really well. Flipping the guitar over, you can see that the trem is sitting really well. I'm going to spend a bit more time and actually set it up properly, and there's going to be a dedicated video to go over that. But otherwise, pretty straightforward, very plug in and play. You don't have to do the claw and screw into the body replacement, but I wanted to do that just to go the extra mile and show you that it is also another easy thing to do. Overall, very easy, and very much looking forward to getting some miles on this Hipshot bridge.
So here we have my very first guitar, all done up, all finished, reimagined, with a brand new neck, new electronics, new pickguard, new bridge, and I'm honestly just at a loss for words, just like for many reasons. The first one, just like, you know, this is the first guitar that started the whole musical journey with, and I took my first guitar lessons with, and just seeing where it is now, and as well as, you know, doing all of this work on my own, and just having that sense of accomplishment, given I've worked on my guitars and other people's guitars for so long. I've done builds here and there for people, but like, this is a bit more special just because it's tying my whole musical journey into itself, and it's a sweet reflection of like where I've been as a musician and where I started, where I am now, and this is kind of like a really sweet milestone, if you will, and if that makes sense to you guys. I'm so excited to actually get some miles on this guitar here and really just live with it and put it through its paces. So with all that being said, let's plug it in and let's get some initial tones with this thing. Alright, so at the end of the day, I'm over the moon with this guitar, and just how far a new neck, a new pickguard, a new electronics, and a new bridge has just transformed my very first guitar into like an absolutely like unreal playing guitar. The neck feels awesome on this guitar. You can get a couple different fretboard radiuses on your custom Klos neck if you want to go this route. You can get a compound radius, or you can get some more traditional Strat radiuses on the neck. And you can also get some locking tuners on this as well. I would recommend doing that. That's just something for me, but you know, we opted for something a little bit different this time around. And I have a great feeling about these carbon fiber necks. I usually see a lot of carbon fiber in the automotive world, and seeing it on a lot of high performance like race spec cars, and those companies are using carbon fiber for the wheels to reduce weight, and because carbon fiber is a very stiff material, like I really don't see this neck moving at all. And yes, even though it does have a truss rod in there, that is for a absolute worst case scenario. The pickups sound fantastic on this guitar. Like I can get some really sweet like mid-gain single coil tones, kind of like Billy Talent, or even like some great clean tones using the single coils, and even like some really good heavy tones as well, like, which is pretty amazing. Same with the pickguard. This is a really sweet look. It's all made of carbon fiber as well, and it's just a sweet aesthetic look as well. Like I really like that, especially with the white and the black here kind of contrasting each other. It really looks good against this purple. This Hipshot bridge feels fantastic. The notes literally jump off the guitar, like when you play them, like I'm not sure how well that's going to translate. I feel it's a mix of the neck and the new bridge, and especially the high quality components that are being used to make both of those products here. Like it seems like the guitar is more lively and it's just more exciting to play, and I really haven't had an experience like that in quite a while, where it seems like all the components are just working so well together, and it just makes the guitar a much more fun experience, and this one in particular. And one final thing about this guitar is that this could honestly be a travel guitar now. I'm pretty sure if I block the bridge down here, screw all these screws down, put another spring in, and then unbolt the neck, because the bolts that are going into the neck, they actually go into threaded inserts on the back of the neck here, so you're never going to mess up like screwing the neck to the body and joining these two. So I'm pretty sure I could just take this off, throw it on top of the body here, throw it in my suitcase with the strings, and then get to my destination, then put it back together, tune it up, and have a guitar to travel with, which is super sick. And that is something that you can do with these guitars here, just because they are so modular. And yeah, and again, carbon fiber is never going to move. Pretty sure I could take this on the road and probably never have to adjust the truss rod, which is a really sweet thing as well. And yeah, this guitar is a machine now, and super excited to put some miles on this. So let me know in the comments below of what you want me to do with this guitar. I'm open to all sorts of options here, and maybe if this kind of inspired you to take on your own project build, let me know down below as well. If you like the video, make sure you hit that thumbs up, and if you're new here, please consider subscribing. I have tons more videos on the channel going over guitar builds and maintenance tips and other guitar related topics, with way more guitar builds coming up this year. And if you are a returning subscriber, make sure you hit the notification bell so you don't miss a single video that I upload. Thanks for checking this out, and I'll see you next time.